Yo, what's up everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be going over the most overrated cars in Drive-In Empire. So I have 13 cars here, and now I got a lot of these from my Discord and mostly just other, like, asking people in the community and literally just going in public servers and literally seeing what people actually drive. And yeah, we're basically going to be going over the most overrated cars. Some of these opinions might be controversial. Now, starting out all the way at 13, because we do have 13 cars, we have the Blackwing Cadillac. So right here, we have the CT4V Blackwing. Now, this car isn't really used like that much because it's obviously like a limited, also the normal one, like this is what I mean. Yeah, this one, it's not used a lot. I don't really see it, but I think just in general this car is kind of overrated. I think this car is cool, but just because the engine it has, a lot of people really like it. I'm not sure. I think this car might have a supercharger or something like that, something crazy, but I mean, it is a very fast car, but in my opinion it's really nothing special. Interior is nice, but I don't know, it's not really like too crazy of a car for me. I think it's more overrated in real life. That's why it's so kind of like down in the spots. But yeah, I would say this car is still like kind of decently overrated. Now moving on, we have the McLaren 720Ss and also the 765 LTs. If you guys have ever joined a server, you guys will probably notice that you see a lot of these. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. Honestly, if I just joined the game and I got a little bit of money, like 300k, I would probably be doing the same exact thing, buying these cars, because I mean, hey, they look cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, this car does look cool. But for the price of this, I feel like you could definitely buy so much better. Like, let's go ahead and go to the dealership real quick and check. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down, and we could see right here is where we have the McLarens. Where are they? They are right here. Okay, we have the McLaren 720S Spider, which this car is 280k. We scroll down a little bit, let's get more towards the 765 LTs, 460k, which is the most you're going to be paying if you're fighting for a 765 LT or a 720S. So either of those cars, so much better options you could literally get for this. For example, like I did use in like one of my videos, 0 to 10 million, Noble M600 Speedster, way better of a car if you ask me. So many better cars I feel like you could get. Mustang GTD is probably a better option. I mean, yeah, bro, there's a lot of better cars that you can get instead of a 765 LT or a 720S. Now, I do get why people get them. I mean, you know, 765 LTs are obviously cool, and I mean, just look at this. This is insane. But performance-wise, this car is very overrated. You're paying almost 500k for a car, which actually isn't a horrible price. 460k, that's actually pretty accurate to where they go to right now, honestly. So the price isn't bad, but there's so many better options, and I feel like I just see this all the time, and they have horrible specs. But yeah, they are still cool, but just overrated a little bit for performance, in my opinion. Moving on to the number 11 spot, we had the Lamborghini Phenomeno, however you say that. Yeah, Lamborghini Phenomeno, is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. And I'm specifically talking about this one because I believe this car is actually, wait, is it free? I think you have to pay 9 million for this car, actually. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think you actually get this for free. This car was 9 million, I believe, when you did the actual like Lamborghini event. And yeah, I believe this car was around 9 million, which is crazy. And I don't know, I pay 9 million personally, and this car is cool and all, but 9 million for this is insane. That's why I would say just overrated. Like, if you pay 9 million for it, I mean, technically I did, but you know, paying 9 million for the car is just crazy. I guess I would say this car is more overpriced and overrated, but yeah, I think you guys get kind of what I mean. Now moving on to the 10th spot, I don't feel like it is as overrated anymore, but I would say the Hennessey Venom F5s. I still do see this in public servers. Like, for example, here's a picture. There's literally a perfect representation of like all the servers I basically see, and a lot of these cars that you see right here in this picture are going to be in the video. But yeah, all the Hennessey Venom F5s, I feel like, I mean, they're very nice, but I mean, again, half of the time people have absolutely horrible specs and they're not as good anymore. They are still really good, but I'm not even sure if they're top 5. I don't know, they might be top 5 best cars maybe, but it's not as good as it used to be, man. They're not like top 3. I remember when these were crazy. The Hennessey Venom F5 Revolution used to be an absolute beast. Like, cross country, this car used to smoke everything. It used to be actually insane. But yeah, I honestly feel like the Hennessey Venom GT is a way better option than all these Hennessey Venom F5s. But yeah, you let me know what you guys think. Then moving on to the nice spot, we have the Audi R18 Ultra. Now this car is by far the most overpriced car of all time. Actually so useless. Let's go ahead and go to the dealership. I'll literally show you guys. I think it's 15 million if I'm not mistaken. You go ahead and search up Audi R18 Ultra. Is it 15? It is. It is 15.5 million actually. Not even 15 million. Now you guys see the acceleration and the handling is insane. And even though this car maxed out is pretty crazy, I'm not sure if it's still really good for circuit, but I'm not gonna lie, this car fell off and it's not as good as it used to be. Honestly, this thing is mogging right now. The Pininfarina, this car is way better. The Batista, yeah, this car is way better right now. We can see the acceleration. Look how it picks up. It's actually insane. I don't even think I have this like fully maxed out. Yeah, this car is way better now. The R18 is still really good, but such an overrated car. And even though like it has crazy acceleration and handling, I'm still not like, I mean, I paid it obviously, but I mean, $50.5 million is still a crazy price range. That is one of the most overrated cars in my opinion, and also very overpriced. Now moving on, I feel like a lot of people are going to agree with this, and honestly, I get the hype of the car. I mean, hot take, but I honestly do get why the SVJ is so hyped up. But yeah, a spot, we obviously have the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. I personally think that the SVJ looks better than the SV. Now I know some people are going to go crazy down in the comments. There's going to be like a whole argument, but hey, I got the SVJ over the SV. I do get the hype of this car, honestly. Obviously this car isn't super fast, but like, you know, no Lamborghini is really fast. Even, you know, the Revolto, obviously 200 miles per hour is crazy, but they're not like crazy top speed or anything, if that makes sense. But honestly, yeah, I do get the hype of the SVJ. Driving experience, if you probably have these in real life, it's probably horrible. Single clutch, not horrible, but it's definitely not the best thing to drive. But I don't know, bro. SVJ is definitely a car that's pretty overrated. I mean, that's the one that goes around a lot. A lot of people say SVJ is very overrated, but hey, you can't lie, it looks cool, bro. Even if you prefer the SV, like, look at this, you can't lie, this looks cool. I feel like we need like an Aventador Ultimate in the game, something like that. That's one of my favorite Aventadors too. But yeah, obviously I had to throw this in here. SVJ is definitely one of the most overrated cars. Moving on to the 10th spot, we have the McLaren F1. Now, this might be a little bit controversial, and I'm not saying because of the car that it actually is. I'm not saying that the McLaren F1 itself is overrated, because honestly, bro, this car is a piece of art. I mean, just look how crazy it looks. Look at all the places that you can actually open it, which is crazy. I mean, it's insane. It's a 1993 supercar that goes 200 miles per hour with 3 seats. Like, you know, McLaren literally broke all the rules. They just did something way different. And obviously, this car is amazing. But the price for this car, I believe, is technically the most expensive car in the game, you know, dealership-wise. And this car's 20 million. That's exactly why I'm saying it is very overrated, because 20 million is a very crazy price. And yeah, I mean, it has nice acceleration. The top speed actually isn't bad on this car, but it's nothing significant. You know, you would think maybe paying 20 million for this car, it would have to be like top 3 best cars, and not even close. It's just kind of like a car that you literally get to collect. I feel like they should have made the McLaren F1 more like a collector's car instead of like an on-sale car, in my opinion. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. I'm kind of just saying this more for the price, not the car itself. But yeah, now moving on to number 6, you guys probably saw this coming, and it's the MK3 Toyota Supra Turbo. And yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys kind of understand why. I see a lot of these in public servers. I see a lot of these cars in public servers, at least when, you know, like the actual Toyota update came out. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I think these cars are so cool, but like, I don't know, I find it kind of crazy that it's like people's dreams cars. I don't know, that might be a hot take, but I find it crazy that this is some like people's like dream car. I mean, this looks crazy. It's obviously iconic, you know, obviously Fast and Furious cars like that, but I think this is definitely one of the most overrated cars in my opinion. Now moving on to the top 5, yeah, the Rovana Racer. But if you guys haven't played the game, you guys know that this car was very good for a very long time. But I do feel, these things only happen to me, bro. Like, I'm now under the map. All right, I don't know if that was a rendering bug. Also, like, my character's just sticking out the car. I don't know if that was a rendering bug or what the hell was going on, but yes. As I was saying, the Rovana Racer, this car is very good, but now it's kind of just like, I don't know, it's not as good as it used to be, and I feel like it is kind of overrated. 10 million? I don't know if it's worth 10 million, but I would say it's definitely one of the most overrated cars. Then moving on to the 3rd spot. Oh my... Yo, only I do this. All right, so for the 4th spot on my list, I put Supra again. I don't know why I put that again, but let's move on now to the 3rd spot, which is, I would say, the Devel 16. Now, this car is technically top 3 best cars in the game, and I do understand why people use it, but I feel like this car is actually so ugly. Like, I wouldn't say it's completely ugly, but like, this car was just so useless. If I could honestly remove one brand, not necessarily remove, but like, if I could say like one brand that was kind of just like very pointless for us to get, it would definitely be Devel. And that's why I would say it's very overrated. I do get a lot of people use it because of how good it is, but I feel like a lot of people just see this, like little kids see this and be like, ooh, it's a Batmobile, you know, like it's cool. But in reality, it's really nothing that crazy. I don't know, this is definitely not one of my favorite cars to drive around, and it just kind of looks weird. I like how the car looks like, it looks like a Batmobile. It's cool, but the car's like, it looks like elongated, if that makes sense. It looks like stretched out, like they just put it in Photoshop and like stretched the car out like crazy. So it's very interesting, but I feel like this is very overrated. Now, moving on to the number 2nd spot, and this also applies to real life. A lot of people say this. We have the Porsche 911 992 GT3 RS, and this is one of the other cars that I actually understand why it gets the hype. I know a lot of people get very mad. Yes, there's very good cars like the Turbo S, and honestly, that is a way faster car than this. But yeah, the GT3 RS does get a lot of attention, and yeah, it is, I would say, somewhat overrated, I guess, because I feel like people think this car is very fast, and it's decently fast, but it's, I mean, it's not super fast, comparing it at least to an SVJ, which isn't like a super fast car. This is still slower than the SVJ, but I mean, yeah, I think this car is just most like well known for obviously how it looks absolutely insane, and the sound that it actually makes once you get like an exhaust on it. And yeah, this car is very iconic. But yeah, I would definitely say it's a little bit overrated, but I understand the hype. I know a lot of you guys might get mad that I just said that, but I actually understand why people are so hyped about this car. I have this thing in rear-wheel drive. I'm just drifting. And for the number 1 spot of the most overrated car that I would say currently right now is the Koenigsegg Jesko. Koenigsegg Jesko. And the reason I feel like it is the Koenigsegg Jesko is because this car is not even, I mean, I forgot how much it is. It is around 8 million, 10 million. Let me actually go ahead and look. I think this car was like 10 million, I'm pretty sure. Let me go ahead and look. Nothing actually loads in this game for whatever reason. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Wait, was it more? Wait, I think it was 12. Wait, it was 16 million. Oh my god. I haven't played this game in so long. I'm literally forgetting stuff. Wait, I'm just realizing that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, for the time when it came out, it was like the best car in the game, but it's not the best car in the game basically anymore. I don't think so, at least to my knowledge. I could be mistaken. It's definitely top 3. I don't think it's the best car in the game still. I could be mistaken, but I think the Pininfarina overall is the best, I think. Not top speed, but like, you know, it's up there. Like acceleration, handling, it makes up for that. But yeah, I would say the Koenigsegg Jesko, 16 million. I would say back then it was worth it. I feel like 16 million paying for this is like not as worth it in my opinion. And yeah, I would just say it's kind of like an overrated car. But obviously, I can't make a video like this without actually going into public servers and seeing if we see any of these cars. Now, there's a picture that I showed you guys earlier of literally me being in a public server, you know, off recording. I wasn't recording there, but I mean, this is literally a perfect example. But let's go ahead and hop in some random servers and see if I see any of these cars. All right, we just loaded in a random server. I just had a car startup. Which is this? Okay, this is the Audi R18 Spider. Okay, a lot of people do use this car. Wait, this guy has the Valkyrie. Yo, these people have money. Okay, so I'm not seeing actually any of the cars that I've been talking about. Audi R18 Spider, I wouldn't say it's overrated actually. I mean, I feel like this is a kind of a good option. What do we have pulling up? A McLaren GT. Oh my god. What is this avatar? Capybara 24599. Yeah, this kid has to be literally like 3 years old. And I just got a freaking friend request from Ronaldo CR7. Oh, Polo IE. Okay, interesting. I'm actually not seeing any of the cars that I actually talked about. SVJ. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hey, the spec is nice though. Hey, we got an SVJ, so you know that does prove a little bit of the theory. Damn, a lot of people are actually spawning in cars. So SVJ, we have a Valkyrie right here. I think this is the 570S, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, this might be the 600 LT, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, 600 LT, there's 2 of those for whatever reason. That might be like a starter car. Let's go ahead and hop in another server and see if we see anything else. Okay, I'm not on a new server. I think like a server reboot just happened. Okay, these cars are pretty normal to have. There is a Supra. It's not an MK3, but there is a Supra. But I actually do like that Supra, I'm not gonna lie. Noble. I rarely see people use Nobles. SSC Ultimate Arrow. Let me know if you guys would actually want me to make a part 2. Like, leave some suggestions on some other overrated cars that I didn't cover in this video. But we got a Camaro, we have a Porsche here. These are kind of starter cars though, which kind of makes sense to see. Let me hop in another server. All right, so it looks like we have a whole car meet going on in the server. I don't know why no cars render, but we have an Apollo IE here. We have these 2 ugly McLarens. Honestly, I should have added the McLaren 570S, but I don't know if that's a starter car. And yes, here we have Hennessey Venom F5, exactly what I was talking about. Hey, this guy got the Venom GT with a horrible spec, purple wheels. What in the actual? Anyways, yeah, this is literally what I'm talking about. 765 LT right here. Yeah, literally a perfect example of exactly what I was talking about. The spec is actually not bad though. It's not like a horrible spec. Honestly, it could be way worse. But yeah, I see a lot of McLarens, and look, there's another 765 LT literally right here drifting. So yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, but I did miss, I feel like, a lot. So let me know if you guys would want me to make a part 2, and leave your suggestions of some that I actually did miss down below in the comments. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. Make sure that you guys follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. All my socials will be down in the link in the description. I actually get my Twitter to 100 followers, and yeah, I mean, just go show love on all my socials down below in the link in the description. And yeah, have a good one, everybody, and bye.